Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today I'm going to be using a masking technique which has been around since time immemorial. However, those of you new to stamping may not know about it, so sometimes it's good to revisit some basic techniques. If you want to make something appear in the front or behind an object, masking is a great technique to use, especially now that Stampin' Up! Has included masking paper into their product line. You can find this on page 149 in the annual catalogue for 2022 to 2023. Each pack contains 12 sheets of masking paper. They measure 5 inches by 7 inches. And like the adhesive sheets, it's got a backing paper here, so you can use half of it or you can use a whole sheet over a project like that. So I'm going to use the masking paper on this project because of all the apertures here, and I don't want the stamps to go beyond the aperture. So let's run through the materials you need. First we have the inks. I'm going to be using Smoky Slate and Balmy Blue. The Simply Elegant trim, this is sort of a silver cord. And the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. The stamp set I'm using is Seal of Approval. And the dies called Picture This. The card base is Balmy Blue, and in Europe this is just half an A4 sheet which measures 5 7/8 by 8 1/4, so that's 14.5 by 21 centimeters, and it's folded in half. I did try it with the masking paper, but once I ran it through the machine it stuck to the card. It's so hard that when I tried to peel it off, the cardstock was damaged. So it's best, if you're using it on a large area, to just use it with copy paper. So this copy paper, the Balmy Blue and Basic White for the card front, has all been cut at 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So that's 10 centimeters by 14 centimeters. You can see what's happened here. I used the Stampin' Up's masking paper and it just wouldn't come off after I'd put it through the machine. So that's why I switched back to the copy paper. For the inside of your card, you need a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 in Basic White, and in metric that measures 9.5 by 14 centimeters. So when you die cut this copy paper for your mask, make sure that the large circle is on the right and the two next to larger circles is on your left, okay? Because you want that big enough to put the sentiment on. So you also need a scrap of Basic White so you can cut the largest circle with this. So when I go to die cut the apertures, I put the copy paper on top of the Balmy Blue one and cut them together so that the apertures are in the same place. Then I can start stamping. So get some washi tape. Bring in my Smoky Slate. And I want to stamp here. Change stamps. And I want the little C line here. Swap inks to the Balmy Blue. And I just want to stamp some puddles here. Remove this the large basic white piece onto here. Now you want to take this top bit and you want to trim 1/8 of an inch off all 4 sides. So I'm just going to cut 1/8 of an inch off all 4 sides. I've put dimensionals on the back and now I want to leave an even border all round the cardstock like so. Wind it round, take some of the dimensionals to stick that down and secure it. Take the largest circle and then stamp. So I put another stack of dimensionals on top so this will pop up. And then last thing to do is add some iridescent rhinestone jewels. And then last thing to do is the inside of the card. So when you look at the masking paper that Stampin' Up has, you can tell which is the top and which is the bottom. The bottom will have this sticky protector, so you want to stamp on the front. I know it's very faint, but it doesn't matter. I can still more or less see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut just inside the line. And I only want half. So save that, it won't go to waste. Pop it back in your bag. Peel that off. And pop it on the card. Just there. Ink up the little seal. And you want him coming out of the water. And then you can glue that to the inside of your card. And that's your card finished. But before I go, I want to show you another card. Now this one uses the ocean front, and I did the same sort of thing, masking. So once I stamped that image first of the little seal, and then I put the mask on, stamped it on the masking paper and then put that on top, and then I went ahead and stamped the rest of the scene. Then when you remove that, it looks as though the water is behind the seal. So that's another way of masking. And when you finish, put it back in your box so you can use it again. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you for joining me today. As usual, all the supplies are below this video in the Show More section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. If you like this video, then do share it and give me a thumbs up, and I'll be back with more inspiration next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.